Good afternoon. My name is Saul Blaine, class of 2017, and I am proud to have the honor of presenting David Felsen, class of 1962, for induction into the Hall of Fame. Whether he was taking to the court or the field, David Whitey Felsen was an undeniable presence at Williston. His notable contributions to Williston Academy's soccer, basketball, and baseball teams are evidenced by his many honors, including team captain, MVP, and co-winner of the Denman Award given to the top senior athlete, an honor he shared with Chuck Verdon, also in the class of 1962, in their senior year. After Williston, Mr. Felsen continued his studies at Haverford College, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1966 and then a master's degree in 1971 from the University of Pennsylvania. He also continued to excel in sports. He served as co-captain of the Haverford College varsity soccer team and went on to coach the team, leading them to a league championship and 2 NCAA Top 16 appearances. As a Haverford soccer player, Mr. Felsen was named the Middle and Atlantic All-Conference goalkeeper and the All-Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware goalkeeper. In 2016, Mr. Felsen was honored by Haverford with the Larry Foreman Class of '60 Award, recognizing not just his athletic career, but his subsequent devotion to serving society. Mr. Felsen continued to share his passions for athletics, and throughout his career as a teacher and headmaster at the Germantown Friends School, where he coached varsity basketball for 16 years, bringing home 5 championships. He founded the basketball and reading clinics at Germantown and served as a mentor for the Friends South Central School summer programs. Since leaving Williston, Mr. Felsen has continuously tried to make a positive impact in the lives of others. He is currently involved in creating and building a youth basketball center with a strong academic component near his home in North Philadelphia. I invite Mr. David Felsen, class of 1962, to the stage to accept his award.
All right, thank you very much. It's fabulous that the students are here in particular. Well, I shouldn't say in particular. That's unfair to a lot of people, isn't it? It's a great honor. It's a great honor to be inducted into the Williston Northampton Hall of Fame, especially in the company of my daughter Kate and my son David, my classmates from the class of '62. We're celebrating our 55th reunion, and with my coaches Ray Brown and Rick Francis here. Sort of to put you at ease, I have to say right away that returning to Williston and Northampton and to my hometown evokes a flood of memories. Therefore, I've written out these remarks to keep myself within a certain time limit. I grew up in this town and lived just down the road at 10 Park Street across from the town library. When I was 9, my father, who was a doctor and general practitioner in this town, took me by the hand and walked with me to the Williston Junior School for my entrance exam. 1 month later, he died very suddenly, and my mother, Agnes MacDonald, faced a difficult decision whether to stay and raise my sisters and me in East Hampton or return with us to Scotland, her homeland, where she had lots of family and support. And right at that critical time, Phillips Stevens, the headmaster then of Williston, visited my mother and offered a full scholarship for me And then he went to the headmistresses of Northampton School for Girls, a Miss Whitaker and Miss Bement, and arranged scholarships for my sisters Jill and Heather. Now, I like to say my mother was not a Scot for nothing. She cared deeply about education, and she knew its value. And thus we stayed in East Hampton, and I came to Williston. My passion for sport was boundless, and I have to tell you, a little bit crazy, a little bit nuts. When I was a boy, I played all the time with my friends. Dickie Shepherdson, Chucky Vernon, Dave Stevens, Tom Zavorsky were all here, all the time. And most often we played right here on this campus, which we consider our own personal playground. But I even took my games indoors, dribbled the basketball in the basement of our house, up the stairs into the kitchen, faked left, drove right past my mother. One night, practicing my baseball swing in the living room, I took a cut at a low outside pitch and smashed to smithereens my mother's favorite Majolica flower vase, which just happened to be sitting on the coffee table. Needless to say, my mother was concerned. She would often sit me down and read to me the latest editorials of James Reston, whom she called Scotty, and Walter Lippmann. I don't know how much I absorbed then, but the lesson of balance, mind and body, stayed with me. I was very fortunate that Williston had a strong athletic program and that I grew up with so many great guys and teammates. And I was just as lucky to find here teacher coaches who took an interest in me and helped me develop confidence in myself. As a boy, growing up without a father, their care and encouragement of me meant more than I can express. I owe a lot to Charlie Duggan, a fabulous teacher coach in the junior school, Dan Carpenter, my algebra teacher, baseball coach, and ever cheerful next-door neighbor, Rick Francis, my basketball coach, who also arranged for me a summer job and valuable experience as a camp counselor at a wonderful camp which survives on Cape Cod, Camp Monomoy. And Ray Brown, who coached me in soccer, basketball, and baseball, and spent countless hours after practice kicking balls at me to make me a better goalkeeper. And maybe even more important, he also spent countless hours patiently listening to whatever was on my mind. Finally, I was most fortunate in my choice professions, teaching, coaching, and administration. And that choice was profoundly influenced by my experience growing up here and going to this school in my hometown. I'm ever grateful. Thank you.
Sure.